taking 90 east, anywhere, like I said, up to Erie, Buffalo. Have another cup of coffee and let this stuff go by. Now, you're not going to be completely done with it, but you'll let the worst of it pass up towards Erie and Buffalo in that vicinity if you're coming from Cleveland.
Can we read anything positive into the fact that they're letting this expire at 9 o'clock? That's a good sign. That's a sign this is probably have only
losing some intensity, more than likely. And like I said, a lot of times when these things, if they do form a circulation over the water, once they get to land, they get into that friction, and that will at times tend to tear them apart a little bit.
So this is positive news.
Yeah, but yeah, it's good news that they'll let this system expire. No reports of any damage so far, but when we're talking about these storms, damage reports follow.
Sure.
You don't get them immediately as it is.
Absolutely. And, folks are watching us on TV at WKYC and WKYC.com. We're also being streamed and carried at WTAM 1100, our friends over at Clear Channel Radio. For those of you who are driving, especially in that eastern pocket that Bruce is talking about, eastern Cuyahoga and Lake County and now into parts of Ashtabula are sort of the key concerns here. So if you are driving, pull off. If you're on, say, 90, you want to get off that highway and stop, find a local area rest stop or a gas station. Give yourself a breather because the worst of it is right where you're at, if you're listening to us on the radio there, in eastern Cuyahoga and Lake counties.
Yeah, the warning is due to expire at 9 o'clock. The tornado warning for Cuyahoga and Lake County. The tornado watch that was in effect for just about all of northern Ohio is also expected to expire at 9 o'clock. They've been trimming it back the last few hours. If we take a look at Weather 2, or Weather 3, excuse me, you can see the pink shading on the boxes. That's where it's still in effect. But you get around New Haven and west of Sandusky, they've been trimming that box back significantly as these storms have moved through. But as you can see, a good chunk of us, I mean, all the way from Erie County through Lorain County, northern Medina, and then continuing to northern Summit, all of Cuyahoga County, parts of around Aurora, in Portage County and Geauga County. Very heavy rainfall in this area. So localized flooding is indeed a possibility here as we go through it, as well as reports of any kind of damaging winds or hail. But none of that received so far. But as we mentioned, usually that is what happens at the particular after the fact, once we have a chance to sort things out, once the weather pushes through, and then we can make an assessment as to what's been going on. But the severe thunderstorm warning for Lorain, Cuyahoga County, or the tornado warning for Lake Lorain, Cuyahoga counties will expire at 9 o'clock. And the storm which prompted the warning has weakened. And so they'll allow this to expire, so that is good news. It is weakened so that we're not expecting any particular damage, particularly from the system, but still heavy wind, heavy downpours, localized flooding a possibility. We have flood watches that are presently in effect across the region, and flood, let me show you the watches and the warnings. First of all, if we take a look at, there we go, we're on Weather 3. The red shaded area, that was the tornado watch. And then we get a flood watch for the area shaded well, it's not indicated in the green because we have still the severe thunderstorm warnings for Lorain, or the tornado warning for Lorain, Cuyahoga County in that area due to the intense rainfall. So once again, this is an area that is still going to get hammered with some pretty good downpours, some ponding on the roadways. If you are traveling, I mean, watch out. You're in the curb lane, that's good, but that's where you tend to see a lot of water there, so just slow it down.
We had so many areas tonight. I mean, over Warrensville, Warrensville Center Road was closed for a patch of time. Some of those underpasses over in Maple Heights near 480 were really problematic. If you're just wanting to see back up to Buffalo or Erie. If those are your trips, or the flip trips, vice versa, you really need to be cautious because the areas of most concern are those communities up along the lake shore, say a half hour east of Cleveland. Bruce, for the layman who watches this